Welcome to episode 5 of A World of Shit. One of the easiest ways to avoid dealing with our own shit is to become fascinated by somebody else's. Other people's contradictions are obvious. Their motives look suspicious, their hypocrisies are irritating, their blind spots are embarrassing, and their failures can seem almost unbelievable. Meanwhile, our own beliefs feel reasonable because we experience them from the inside. We know our intentions, remember our injuries, understand our fears, and can explain the circumstances that shaped our choices. Other people often receive judgment. We receive context. That asymmetry makes projection one of humanity's favorite waste management systems. We locate in other people what we cannot or do not want to recognize in ourselves. Individuals do it, and groups do it even more efficiently. Political tribes identify stupidity, corruption, cruelty, and dishonesty almost exclusively across the aisle. Religions notice the blindness of unbelievers and rival traditions more readily than their own institutional failures. Families assign one person the role of troublemaker while leaving the relationships that produce the trouble largely unexamined. Nations condemn in enemies what they excuse as necessity in themselves. The details differ, but the pattern is remarkably consistent. Their shit proves what kind of people they are. Our shit requires explanation. Our hidden answers to the noble questions help make this possible. If I understand myself primarily as one of the good people, evidence that threatens that identity becomes difficult to absorb. If my group gives me belonging, meaning, purpose, and moral certainty, criticism of the group can feel like criticism of me. Facts then become more than facts. They become threats to identity, community, security, and significance. Defending the bullshit may therefore feel safer than examining it. This is also why outrage can be so satisfying. Anger directs attention outward, simplifies complexity, identifies a culprit, and gives us the pleasurable certainty of knowing who is wrong. Sometimes anger is entirely appropriate. Injustice should provoke us. But outrage becomes another form of shit when its real function is to preserve our innocence, reinforce our tribe, or spare us the discomfort of asking whether we participate in the same patterns we condemn. None of this means that all wrongdoing is equivalent, that every accusation is a projection, or that victims share responsibility for what has been done to them. Some people really are lying, exploiting, manipulating, abusing, or dumping their shit on others. Clear moral judgment matters. The problem begins when judgment stops being a tool for seeing reality and becomes a tool for avoiding it. So before we start scoring everybody else on the rectum scale, we need one standing rule. The scale points both ways. If reality affects, control, truth, unequal burden, and misalignment with love are legitimate standards, they apply to our beliefs, our institutions, our side, our heroes, and our behavior too. Otherwise, the world of shit becomes just another place where people gather to complain about the smell while standing knee deep in their own.